You must envy me. To my left here, her name is Fatima. This one next to her, that's Zainab. Then we have Maryam. The last one, the one with the piercing eyes, that's Safia. 4 wives all mine. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, I found the ultimate loophole. I'm living in the internet bro fantasy. To be honest, I envy myself too. And I absolutely hate it if I am awakened, because that's exactly what it is, a dream. Bruh. And for most men, if they actually tried to live it, it would be a nightmare. Maybe you believe what they say about new legal polygamy is in Islam. Maybe you've heard the podcasts of the critics claiming it's a get wives quick scheme. But in fact, it is a legal and spiritual minefield. In this video, I'm going to tell you the truth. It's not at all what you think. The rules are so tight, they are almost impossible to follow. Why the modern world has made this math a problem you can't solve, and why most Muslim women and the faith itself point you to one choice. First, it's not what you think. People treat the permission for 4 wives like a luxury buffet. But in Islam, polygamy isn't a lifestyle choice for the man. It was historically a rescue mission for society. It was a social safety net designed to protect widows and orphans in times of war. It wasn't about the man's variety. It was about this woman's security. When you take the context away, you lose the religion and end up with just an ego. So, polygamy in Islam isn't about satisfying your desires. It was about serving a broken society's needs. Second, the consequences and tight rules. Let's talk about the rules. We call it adil, absolute justice. If you have multiple wives, you cannot have a favorite. You must be equal in the food. You provide the housing. You pay for the time you spend, and even the smile on your face. If you buy a gift for Fatima, you better have the exact same budget for Zainab. If you can't be perfectly just, the Quran is very clear. Then marry only one. It's not a suggestion, it's a command. For most men, being perfectly just one person is hard enough. Doing it for 4, that's a defined challenge that most will fail. So, if you aren't prepared to be a perfect diplomat, a perfect provider, and a perfect judge every single day, the door is closed. Third, Muslim men in current life. Now, look at the world we live in today. We don't live in tents in the desert. We live in the era of inflation, mortgages, and school fees. In Islamic law, the man is 100% responsible for the financial maintenance of every wife. You don't get 4 wives. You get 4 separate financial lives. For the modern man, polygamy isn't a status symbol. It's a fast track to bankruptcy. This is why 98% of Muslim men globally are monogamous. The math simply doesn't add up. So, unless you have the bank account of a sultan, the modern world has already made the decisions for you. 1 is your limit. Fourth, those who practice this plus consequences. Those who try to force this practice today often face massive consequences. In many Muslim-majority countries, you can't even get a second marriage license without a judge's approval and proof of immense wealth. Those who do it in secret, they end up with broken homes, children who feel neglected, and a community that looks at them with suspicion rather than respect. The peaceful palace is usually a house of cards. So, cheating the system doesn't lead to a bigger family. It usually leads to losing the family you already had. Fifth, most Muslim women go against this. And let's be very clear, Muslim women have rights. In the modern world, a woman can and often does write a clause in her marriage contract that says her husband cannot take a second wife. If he does, he is in breach of contract and she gets an automatic divorce. Women today view second marriage not as religion but as the betrayal of the partnership. The harem fantasy ends in the divorce court. So, you might have a right to 4, but she has the right to live. And in 2026, most women are exercising that right. Sixth, why 1 is the best choice? So why is 1 the best choice? Because Islam teaches that the goal of marriage is Sakina, tranquility. You don't find tranquility in the chaos of managing multiple households and competing emotions. You find it in a soulmate. The Prophet ﷺ said, the best of men are those who are best to their wives. Singular. Focus on the quality of your character, not the quantity of your spouses. So, depth beats breadth. 1 deep, peaceful connection is worth more than 4 shallow, chaotic ones. So here is the Enlightenment. If you are looking for a faith that lets you indulge your desires, you aren't looking for Islam. you are looking for an excuse. Islam demands discipline. It demands that you be a man of such strength and character that one woman is more than enough to fill your life. The real alpha isn't the man wait for wives. It's the man who treats one woman like a queen so well that he never needs to look elsewhere. Sweet dreams, but it's time to wake up to the truth.